There's actually something that I need to say about what I thought about that Super Bowl, but the most important thing that came out of that Super Bowl, because there was so lack of offense, was Bad Bunny. What were your thoughts on the Bad Bunny show? ¿Qué pensaste de Bad Bunny? ¿Qué pensaron? Well, was it a good show? Was it a bad show? Was it appropriate? Was it America friendly? Um, okay, here we go. I did not know if I was going to like it. And here's why, because I'm out of the loop. I'm not, I mean, obviously, I don't care about the Spanish um, portion of it because I speak Spanish, right? Like, I will not, I have to be in English. No, I speak Spanish. I just don't listen to Bad Bunny. I don't listen to reggaeton, but I know he's big. I know that when I talk to people that do listen to it, like, oh, Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny. And I didn't realize, and then sometimes some of his appearances online are kind of weird to me. But he might just have a great marketing and PR team to just get the clicks and the bait and the blah, 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 right? And I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I didn't know what to expect. I did like the fact that he said, you don't even need to know Spanish. I don't want you to go out and learn Spanish. I just need you to dance. I'm like, okay. And Bad Bunny has 90 million monthly listeners. So in reality, if you don't know his music, like I knew some of his songs, you're kind of in the minority. You're the one that's out the loop. We're the ones out the loop. So I definitely knew some of his songs. So here's the thing. I started the show curious. I was Bad Bunny, like, what's going on here? I see sugar canes. I was like, I like the setup. I don't know what's going on. And then this Negro starts really unpacking Latin culture. And for the first 3 seconds, he started off with the one hit that I do know, de una novia. Hey, I love that song. I'm like, oh, he started with that one. So the show's going to be short for me because I like that song. Like, VIP, hey, it's sexy, say cheese. And then I was like, okay, but what's this show about? And I love the fact that he was not subtle. He was not subtle at all about Puerto Rican, Latin American culture. He out there, it looked like he was like, you know what? Instead of, I'm going to bring the culture to you guys. You guys want to demonize so many aspects of Latin America that I want to make sure you guys know what we stand for. Some of it was good. Some of it was interesting. But I loved it. It wasn't subtle. And I think the American people can appreciate somebody who's just speaking frankly. I was a little perturbed because maybe for me, I'm used to the flashy pa 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 do 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 ba ba cha cha. I'm used to those type of halftime shows. I love when Usher came out there on skates, Beyonce with a whole do do, Kendrick Lamar, a lot of symbolism. Bad Bunny like, no, we're going to show you, we're going to have a little coquito, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. Tell me what you guys thought about it. Did it take you back home a little bit? Did it remind you of, if you're Latin? If you're white, you might have seen it on TV before, I don't know what it made you feel. Because you weren't understanding anything. And I have sympathy for you because I'm thinking to myself, if I was listening to a Chinese, I'm not going to ching chong. I'm not going to do that. I guess I did it. But if I was listening to an all Chinese thing, I guess I wouldn't really know. But they making Chinese food, whatever. I'd be like, I don't know what I'm watching. So I have sympathy for you guys there, the non-Latinos. But is the message that bad? Do you always got to be the ones up front? Can it not be inclusive? Did it take anything away from you? Do you hate it that much? What's wrong with representation, folks? What is the fear and somebody saying, man, you know what? I support you all the time. I watch the show. I watch this. I watch that. I watch football. It is cool to see myself on that stage if you see yourself in the Bad Bunny sphere. Just because we have a black Barbie doll on the shelf, that doesn't take away that you could also have a white Barbie doll. But why hate well, just because we have a Bad Bunny on the show, that doesn't take away every great shows that have come before, and they're certainly sure to come. So when people are so infuriated, and guess what? And who do I think is the real winners? Who do I think is smart about this? The NFL. The NFL is smart. If you don't understand what's going on, then you really just don't understand business. If you don't see that the NFL is saying, you know what, we are white owners. We are a white organization. Most of our players are black. Most of our fan base mixed out, but they're American men. We want more. We want to get the global reach. We see how these guys go crazy at these football. That's what we call soccer. Football games. Oh, wow. They break down stadiums. The NFL wants that. Not the breaking down stadiums part, but that energetic. You see, they got the FIFA World Cup planned in 4 years. They're giving out peace prizes for the FIFA World Cup. Oh, and then Formula One, that global reach of Formula One. The NFL wants that. They shut down cities for Formula One. But you're not going to get that if you're always just really going towards the same crowd. The world is vast. The world is big. You want that energetic, hey, youth. You know, Kid Rock, good for him. We're going to get into it. But if you can have somebody that's unifying in some way, their message is resonating, and he has Ricky Martin's phone number, why not? Now, for me, let's get into the part of the show that really drove up some.
Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
Bye. I was just in Puerto Rico, folks. What's wrong with that message? I was just in Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful island. And the worst part about all of this is that it's American. People that are genuinely upset are like, yo, you're kind of forgetting that they are American citizens. They help vote for the presidency. I don't think they don't have a senator or Congress people, but they do have voting rights on the presidential elections. And they have the best tax codes. If you are a true conservative and you don't like Puerto Rico's tax incentive system, then you're not a real like libertarian small government conservative, because they have the best in the country. So what is wrong with somebody just saying, hey, we are the Americas? And I can guarantee you, and ask Dom that dollar, that 90% of Americans could not name all of the countries in the Americas like he did. You're a guy, and I didn't remember all of them. I could do it, but maybe not in order, like that. I would maybe skip Uruguay or something. Maybe not Uruguay. Uruguay is actually a great country. But what's wrong with a message of unification, folks? He mentioned United States, America. He went through the trouble of learning how to say that in English. So why not? Now, what's next? What were we going to talk about next here? It's the memes and the tweets that came out. I just looked up Bad Bunny Super Bowl show just to see what's trending on Twitter, right? And then I don't know what this is. Benito, really? I guess that's what they call him, Benito. I guess, right? Bad Bunny lit up Super Bowl halftime stage with electrifying high energy set. I loved it. And this is really cool. From what I'm hearing, somebody told me these guys were really getting married. That is a super cool thing. They really got married at the Super Bowl. They invited him, apparently, I don't know, that my producer told me this. They invited him to their wedding. He was like, I can't make it, but I'm going to invite you guys to get married on my stage on the Super Bowl. If that is true, how cool is that? Your uncle and auntie wouldn't even do that for you. How cool is that? And then Lady Gaga. And here's what I say. I am so out the loop, folks. I am not a cool, hip person anymore. Like I said, I didn't really know Bad Bunny too much. I know the young ladies know him. They love him. So I'm already out the loop there. I could not recognize who this lady was to save my life. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I heard the song on Instagram and TikTok and like the trending whatever. But my wife told me, oh, that's Lady Gaga. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought I saw her at the store. I couldn't tell you. And then Ricky Martin was there. I could not tell you who that was. So I'm watching a show that I did not know any of these folks. I mean, I know their names, but I couldn't recognize them. Somebody, look at this. If you tune into the Super Bowl halftime show after seeing this image, you are a traitor to your country. Well, you know, that's an interesting image. I obviously the whole dress thing, this is what the part of the questionable, you know, imagery. But at the same time, yeah, it's weird that this is a concert that he had. His ideologies, I would say, are weird. But have I ever been to a Bad Bunny concert? No. Is this part of his First Amendment rights? Absolutely. Is it constitutionally protected? Yeah. Are people on the Epstein file doing weirder stuff than this? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you don't show that same hate, look, let me zoom in for y'all in case y'all can't see my screen. And then Donald Trump, I'm not going to read over the entire thing. Here, totally agree. I don't know who this is, but Donald Trump, it says absolute terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense and is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. I mean, literally, it literally does. It literally represents part of the America, because Puerto Rico is part of America. And then he mentioned all the Americas. So I'm not going to get to the, but like, you know, he comes down here, including the best stock market and 401k in history. Folks, please tell me, are you feeling richer right now? When you wake up, are you saying, and for no bipartisanship, are you saying to yourself, boy, oh boy, I'm glad that the 401k is the best in history. I can go and get the premium gas today. Not only just $10, but the premium. Or do you watch the show? Do you watch the Super Bowl to forget about all that for a minute? Just for a couple hours, we're all united. We're all, yeah, that's what I would think. But, you know, so, okay. So, and then we got all of this. Ultimately, oh, wow, Lady Gaga. Shorty dancing salsa, bachata, merengue. It was a little salsa there. But, yeah, why not? If you're upset, you probably need to just loosen up a little bit. And then look at that. Together we are America. And then all these flags, orchestrating all of that. I liked it. Now, I will say, I saw this article saying, was it this little kid here? This bro did not grow 3 years or 2 years in a couple weekends. So realistically, this is an actor, I did read. And perhaps the symbolism here is that he was a young Benito, Bad Bunny, and you know, he was showing them that he can get a Grammy one day. But ultimately, that was, yeah, and then these guys got married. Take me off. Ultimately, that was that show. But for those who couldn't stand that show, there was a counter program. There was a counter program for Turning Point USA. They were like, you know what? We just can't stand all this. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenido aquí, blah, blah, blah. We can't understand you. Speak English. You know who the best English speakers are? Country singers. So go ahead, turn on the Turning Point. This is the Turning Point USA counter programming. And my thoughts on it are surprising. Okay, great. This is Red, White, and Blue. Start off strong. Red, White, and Blue. Ironically, the same colors of the Puerto Rican flag and a lot of other flags. So you could describe Red, White, and Blue with so many other things. But, and then Kid Rock came out, I think a minute. Let's see if we can get the Kid Rock part of it. Realistic, right there. Boom. My name is Kid. Boom. Good for him. Now, here's my thought. I don't know what single Kid Rock song. Maybe I've heard of it. I can't even tell you. Gun to my head, you like lyrics of Kid Rock song. If this is his song, bang, bang, the boogie, blah, this is the first time I realized that was the song. Maybe I do know that. But outside of that, I don't know it's Kid Rock song. I started hearing some really suspicious lyrics from him this weekend, or this week, as people started talking about statutory stuff. But the reality is this set is cool. I mean, it's very much why we as a nation arguing about a halftime show. There's bigger fish to fry. I think, Mr. Fireball 619, amazing. I think the reason that we're arguing about a halftime show is because this is the quiet thing that they're saying out loud. They're saying, we don't like your culture. And the reality is, when they're saying it in quiet, it affects when you go into a job interview. It affects when you go into a bank loan. It affects how the people that have an effect in your life view you, right? Like when, yeah, and then take that. I don't want to give them too many views here. All right, take that off. It was a counter program. That's exactly. Think about what that means. It's counter programming, meaning there's a program out there, maybe advancing X, Y, and Z, and they want to go against it. They want to go against it. Now, I saw a video, and then we're going to get into the other stuff. But a lot of people don't realize I'm an immigrant. A lot of people don't realize I'm an immigrant. A lot of people don't realize English was my third language. Fortunately, I got a chance to learn. If you would have caught me in probably up until high school, I knew people knew I was an immigrant, because the first thing that come out of my mouth was like, hello, how you do? How are you? Hello. People are like, where are you from? I'm like, I am from Philly. I am Philly. So now I've somewhat assimilated, I guess, is what the word would be. And people tell me what they really think about the immigrants. They really think. Some of them, not everybody. A lot of people, I mean, you have a lot of allies, but good or bad. Good or bad. But the reality is the Super Bowl is just a pulse on the nation. I don't watch football anymore. I own season tickets. I sell more season tickets than I watch football. I really couldn't care less about the artist that's on there. I like to know the economics of how the Super Bowl. I like keeping up with the Super Bowl show simply because I run a marketing and digital marketing firm. So I like to see how people move the needle. What gets people talking, right? And we have so many things to talk about. There's a lot of disagreements on ICE. There's a lot of disagreements on Epstein. There's a lot of disagreement. I don't even know how there could be a disagreement on that. A lot of disagreements on tariffs, right? And we have disagreements everywhere. What can we agree on as a country? Typically, that's war. Typically, when there's too much divide in a country, there's a reason you need to find a common enemy. And that's, the easiest one is to just attack a country. Because then once they attack you, then that's a common enemy. But when you don't have a common enemy, sometimes you have to create one. And you have to know if you're the enemy or not. And there's a community of people in this country that feel like they've been ostracized, call it the middle class white American, that they've been pushed out. They've been made to be the enemy because they believe in some traditional values. We're going to call it that. I'm giving them grace here. They feel like they're the enemy. Then you have some other people that feel like, whoa, you guys are out, historically Black Americans felt like you guys are making us to be the enemy. So that's what the Super Bowl and so many other things are about, right? Like how the country is viewing the culture. And pop culture drives so much of the day to day. But let's move on from that. Hopefully, if you enjoyed the show, great. If you didn't, well, whatever. There's always next year. And I would not be surprised if one of these next shows here is in full on K-pop Korean. I don't know. I don't know how you do Korean, really. I don't know what those K-pop, but they do furry stuff. I know that they do like weird furry balls. So K-pop. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a counter programming to that once that comes out.